Hello, my crafty friends. This is Linda Edwards with Crafty Here in Designs. I am here to show you, this is the third in my installment of shaker cards. 3 different ways to make fun shaker cards. And this one is by far the easiest, I think, out of all of them. So this is an easy way to make some really simple, straightforward cards. And I think it's very fun. So we're using the Attention Shoppers Photopolymer Stamp Set, and you can see there are a variety of images in this stamp set. And I just wanted to make it really fun and festive, and it's a birthday card, obviously. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, if you ordered this as a card kit, then this is what you will receive, and this is what you will need if you want to make this on your own. And obviously you can use whatever stamp sets and cards, paper that you have on hand to make this fun card. So the card base is just your standard 8.5 by 4.25, no, excuse me, 5.5, 8.5 by 5.5. You're going to fold it in half and burnish it and set it aside. And then the next layer is the Designer Series paper, and this is 5.25 by 4. Again, that's kind of a standard layer. And this is part of the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. It actually was available initially in the catalog last year, and it carried over into the new annual catalog. And it's just got some bright, beautiful designs. And this isn't even all of them. There are quite a few more than this. That are available in this set, but it's very festive, and I think it suits itself really well to a lot of different festive occasions, kids, adults, I think everybody, and I just love the assortment of colors. So that's the Bright and Beautiful, the next layer. And then there's an inside layer. This is a cardstock, which is just a basic white cardstock, and this is a 4 3/4 by 3.5. I like to do this as an inside layer because you can get 5 of these out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So if you're trying to stretch your dollars and use your resources wisely, I think it works very well. It's a little bit smaller than this layer is going to go like that, but I think it still works really well. It leaves you a little bit more room around the edges, but again, you can get 5 of them out of 1 piece of cardstock, and I like that. Then this is another layer of Lemon Lolly. This one is 4.5 by 3.25. And then on top of that, this is another layer of basic white. We're gonna do our stamping on this one, and it is 4.25 by 3 inches. So it's just a nice layer that will allow room to show the Designer Series paper. So there's a bit more stamping involved in this one. Whoops, excuse me, wrong set. Where's my envelope? There's my envelope. Oh, and you will need a clear envelope. Just a nice clear envelope. Again, Stampin' Up sells the clear envelopes just like they do the regular envelopes. First thing we're gonna do is I'm using the birthday cake from the shopping cart, and I'm inking that up with Memento black ink because we are going to do some coloring. And I'm looking and going, where are my blends? I don't have them here with me. All right, well, we will find them because I know they're here somewhere. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, there they are. I see them. Okay, set that aside. That's our envelope. And then we're gonna do 3 birthday cakes. So I'm gonna, because I want them to be somewhat equally distributed, I'm gonna go ahead and put the one in the middle first. Now this paper, and I'm gonna do a little bit high because I do want my sentiment to be kind of below it. Now because it's a photopolymer stamp, you want kind of a cushioned surface underneath. You can either use the Stampin' Pierce mat, or this surface that I'm stamping on is actually, it's kind of like a big mouse, mouse pad. And so it is got some cushion in it, so I don't have to have the separate Stampin' Pierce mat. But if you do not have something like that, then I would say you can use a mouse pad, something to give yourself some cushion. Even a piece of cardboard would work. All right, and then while I've got my ink out, let's go ahead and stamp my happy birthday. And this happy birthday sentiment is also from the attention shoppers. And we're gonna cut that out with the die. Oh, wait, we do wanna stamp the inside. So let's go ahead and, this is the inside of our card. One more cake. One of the advantages of doing it this way is that you will, your memento ink will dry a little bit so that when you start coloring on it, you don't smear it. It doesn't need a long time to dry, but it is nice to give it just a couple of minutes to go ahead and dry. And then this is our sentiment. This sentiment comes from the Something Fancy stamp set. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. You know, I have birthday cards. I make birthday cards. I've got so many things, but somehow sending them on time is a challenge for me. I don't know. Is that a challenge for you? So I really like this sentiment. This, is, as I said, is also from the Something Fancy stamp set. And the die that cuts out the happy birthday is actually also from the Something Fancy stamp set. So let me set all that stuff aside. And I'm gonna bring the die in. Now, you know, you don't really need a die for this. You could absolutely stamp it and then cut it out with the scissors. So, but because I've got the die, and because sometimes it's hard to stamp straight, I decided that I'm gonna use it. So, you know, it doesn't really matter how straight you put it when you've got a die because you can line it up afterwards, so. All right. Set that aside. Here we go. And we are ready to do some coloring. So the colors I'm using here are, let's see, I need to bring some paper in. This little piece of stretch paper so that this doesn't go through to my pad. In fact, this is just copy paper that's kind of scrap. So I'm using the Daffodil Delight for the candles, kind of like a flame. And you know, this is really very straightforward. There is nothing fancy about the coloring that I'm doing here today. It's nice and easy. Here's my envelope. I will put this inside the envelope so that I don't go through, cut through. All right, there we go. And let's see, I think I'm gonna put the blue on the outside. This is Pretty Peacock Light. And I just chose the colors from the Designer Series paper. Actually, the thing that started the whole thing was the beads that I could get. And they have a little bit of Pretty Peacock in them, and they coordinate really well with this Designer Series paper. So that was really how I decided to, like how I chose my paper. There we go. And it worked really well for me. So, you know, you just use, like I said, use what you have. And the thing I like about Stampin' Up, of course, is the coordinating of all the colors, because I like my colors to coordinate. They don't have to work exactly. They don't have to match exactly, but I do want them to coordinate. And so, okay. And then let's see. I think I'll do the blue in the middle. Okay. And then I'm gonna use Bubble Bath. I think that's what my other color is, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly for the last cake. There's the Bubble Bath. Light. Oh no, this is Flirty Flamingo. See, good thing I asked. Good thing I checked. Flirty Flamingo. So again, that was just the color that was in the paper. go. Yep, I just have to double check. Yeah, that's Daffodil Delight. Okay, so Lemon Lolly. Since the background of our paper is Lemon Lolly, I thought it would be good to use that color again. All right. Here we go. This is it. We're almost done. It's so easy to make this kind of a shaker card. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these two together. See how you can see how they kind of come through, and that's why I just didn't always use scrap paper or something underneath your coloring when you do it, so that you don't have to look at it. Of course, this one doesn't really matter because you're not going to see it. All right, let's bring in our card. So this is the front of our card. We're going to put our Designer Series paper on the front. And I hope you've had a chance to see the other ways that you can make shaker cards. One of the things you can do is subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified when I upload or create additional cards. I like to try and get something out a couple times a month, once a week. Sometimes I'm more successful about that than others. But certainly if you want to be notified when the other shaker card videos come out, press that subscribe button. Also, if you like what you see, if you comment, give me a thumbs up. It helps other people to find me, which is good for me. I would appreciate that. And, okay, so you see I'm opening the envelope. I am putting this is like the trickiest part, putting this in the corner of the envelope. Let me see, I have to bring in my shaker bits. Okay, here we go. So what have I got? I've got, these are the loose frosted dots. And that was where the pretty peacock came from. That and then the color here. But I knew I could get the loose frosted dots. And then I have these effervescent elements. These are retired, but I still had some left over from last year. And I wasn't sure I was gonna have enough of these, so we'll see. So let's go ahead and put all of these in, finish off that one. So this is the tricky part. You have to make sure that when you put those in, that you keep that card pushed into the corner so that the sequins or whatever you're using don't get behind the card, right? Okay, now I'm gonna shake in some of these effervescent. These are just so fun. There. And then I also have, I should have opened these before open your sequins before you start. So I was able to find these at Hobby Lobby because I wanted a little bit more of that peacock, and it's not exactly, but it works. Again, you know, I feel like Stampin' Up does such a great job. I just couldn't get more of the loose frosted dots before my card class. So that's why I had to resort to go into Hobby Lobby. And you might have stuff. I mean, I did have some things too. Okay, that I could use. So now you saw what I did, right? I've got all of the elements in the corner. I'm making sure this, the cardstock is tucked into the corner as far as possible. And I'm gonna fold over the envelope, and it's got that sticky bit on it already. Let me close this up so I don't end up with sequins and glitter everywhere. And then all I need is, I'm just using simple tape, and I'm gonna fold this side over and adhere it. Oh, I don't want it to go over the front. There we go. And I'm just basically making sure that it's tightly closed so that those beads can't get away. So this has got the adhesive on it, but there's a little corner here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little more Scotch tape over there. And then, all right, then this basically just gets attached to the front of the card. I think I'm going to use tear and tape because it is because it's plastic. And so I feel like if I use liquid glue, it's going to make a mess, and I don't know if it's really going to stick, but I feel like the tear and tape works really well in this situation. You probably could use glue dots. I don't want to give it extra depth, so I'm not going to use dimensionals. It's already going to have some depth. And certainly if you know you're sending it through the mail and you want it to be thinner, just don't put as many sequins in, or make sure that whatever you're using is really flat, whatever sequins or gemstones or whatever. We talked in the last video about, if you want it to be really flat, you could also just cut out some shapes out of dies or out of your punches. Cut out some fun, colorful shapes out of designer series paper or cardstock, and that would be another thing. If you don't have coordinating, gemstones, you could just cut out some stuff out of coordinating paper, and you'll be all set. Oh, you know what? I think I might put one more in the middle there. Just want to make sure it doesn't fall off. And that's it. You can see what's going to happen. It's just going to go on the front of the card. And this is, I think, the easiest way. If you have a favorite and you've seen all the videos, I'd love for you to comment and let me know which method is your favorite. And there we go. Oh, one more thing. I got to put my sentiment on. Here we go. I think, let's see. I think I'm going to just do the same thing with the tear and tape, because I don't want any more bulk. So I'm, normally I would use foam dimensionals or something on a sentiment, and I'm just going to kind of put this down here like that. All right, what do you think? I hope you like my little series of different ways that you can create shaker cards. Again, if you have a favorite, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to purchase any of the items that I've shown today from Stampin' Up, I'd love to be your Stampin' Up demonstrator and help you unleash your inner creativity. Bye for now.